Man, pandemic, the flu, the wushu congestion in your chest, right? Plead the fifth. A lot of questions. That's cool. That's not what we're talking about here today. He may be the most dangerous person when it comes to pandemics, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about, you think you would be, or you think the guy or the girl that knows all the exits, the guy or the girl that knows how many people are in the room, or who's going to kill you, or how to kill everybody. Nope, that's not the most dangerous person in the room. It is not. It's the psychopathy development. Yep. Why calmness can be misleading. The one that's silent in the corner, kind of like the silent cat that's hungry. Most of you have cats that aren't silent, correct? But the psychopathy's traits that make one the most dangerous person in the room include manipulation. Yeah. Quiet. It's manipulative. Quiet, spooky, the stranger, the shadowy figure in the corner. Nobody wants to go have that limited contact. Limited empathy, the display of it, the quietness, the shallow emotions, hard to read, no emotion. It's a party, it's a gathering, but somebody's not giggly happy like everybody else is. They're alone, they're by themselves. Yeah. The psychopathy trait. Is it dishonesty? Yes, it could be. It is dishonesty. Something's going on in the brain. It's dishonest. It's not the physical display of, don't mess with me, I don't want to talk to you. It's dishonesty. It's exploitation, too, of your emotions. Creates what? Touch your fan. A little bit of adrenaline. Woo, spooky. Don't want to go there. The calm appearance does not always mean someone is a psychopath or dangerous, though. Remember this. That's not what it always means. But it is a misleading attribute for the one that is the most dangerous person in the room. They would really like to talk to you. They would really like to have that contact with you, but it's misleading. Why? Because they're the most dangerous person in the room. They want that physical, kinetic contact. Yeah, it's concise. The concern increases when emotional calmness appears alongside of stalking. Yeah, following. There's no emotion. I'm stalking you with intent because of the shallow emotion, the lack of empathy, the dishonesty, dark cloaked figure, the integrity, doing what you're supposed to do while no one's looking. Well, the one that is the most dangerous knows you're looking, but they're putting on that persona, that limited empathy, that exploitation of you, that true dishonest action, so that you become a victim of the danger. The coercion, that's all it is. Trigger your emotion. It's a threat. It's a threat without having to say a word. It's kind of like going through a selection school or training where no one's screaming at you. All they're doing is giving you tasks. And it's stressful. No one has to scream because the violence in your mind is already triggered. The elevation through observation. The person that is the most dangerous one in the room is watching you. It's exploitation of you, and you know they're watching you. They're exploiting you. And you're being triggered by it. It's not the appearance of the personality alone. It's the behavior behind the circumstance. The development of the psychopathy in the brain. Your frontal cerebral cortex, your eyes, your hearing. You're not hearing anything, but you're seeing the dark, shadowy figure. People with psychopathic traits are not totally, completely closed off of emotion, nor are they without emotion. They understand emotion crystal clean because they know how to regulate their emotion. They know how to regulate their anger, their tryptophan when they need to, their endorphins, their dopamine, their serotonin, because they've got to save it for the exciting moment, the frustration, the pleasure, the disappointment for the psychopath also sometimes, because it's really not the fireworks show that they thought it was going to be during the exploitation of your emotions. Yes. All right, we're live on YouTube and Rumble. Leave it in the chat. Man. Fifth Amendment. More than 100 times. Woo. It's kind of like the psychopath, right? Psychopathic behavior, psychopathy development, hiding in the corner, something that only they know, but they do not want you to understand. They don't want you to see it. They do not. Many experience anger too. Why? Because sometimes when they're in that corner with intent, no one's making the effort to approach them. No one's giving them that sophistication, that satisfying inner feeling and result of, yes, my manipulation, my dishonesty and fear tactic, my shallowness, my hidden, my lack of empathy displayed to you. It's not working. Or it's working so good that I can't get anybody to look at me because everybody's looked at me once already, and wham, no one cares anymore. The anger, the frustration, the excitement, the self-disappointment. Now, the tryptophan's running. Emotion, they're angry. They're going to break outside of the emotional shallowness. That dark, spooky figure in the corner is now going to be the one fluttering about, moving inside their own head. Yes, not your head, they shouldn't be, but they're going to be moving around. Moving around. Psychopathy does not automatically make someone violent either, people. Doesn't make them a criminal. Doesn't make them psychologically dangerous. It just means they're in the moment with you, but their moment is not the exact same moment that you're in. It's not. It's a gathering where you're by yourself. You're out walking on the street. They're in their own, in layman terms, their own world. Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean they're a criminal and they're going to kill you, but everybody's head, use your head as a, turnabout. Head on a swivel, eyes in the back of your head. Superficial charm. It's polished, people. Like a crystal ball, like a bowling ball. The charisma, the charm. The traits are completely without emotion, too, during the polishment of the charisma because there's intent. The charm, the confidence, it's there. Don't think it's not. The appealing social style, it may concern, the person's actual intentions. It may concern the person's actual intentions, meaning concern the person who's developing intentions in their head by being the calloused, emotionless, the psychopathy trait development that you're witnessing and seeing, and now it's manipulating you and your emotions, and you damn sure are not going to go talk to her to walk up to it. Oh, that person's creepy. That girl's just weird. That guy's a creepster, man. A person may appear cooperative to her around the path, meaning around the path or the bend or the time or the course of the evening, course of the walk, course of the jog, course of the drive. Think about driving, people. Driving angry, the manipulators. Yeah, they're there. The road rage. A person can compel themselves, so to say, to cooperate with the psychopathy just because of the interest as to what's going on. But should you do that? That's up to you completely. It's a different behavioral trait in everyone. Are you willing to go break that lack of empathy persona, that wall, crush through that glass invisibility, super frame with a verbalistic or a linguistic rock of, hello, I'm Bob. Who are you? Yeah. Investigators should compare behavior across different settings, meaning law enforcement, investigators, right? Detectives, not inspectors. I hate that word. Inspector. If you're in the European theater, cool, man. Not here in the United States. It's detective or investigator, not inspector. Inspector Kulisu. The pink panzer. Yeah. Investigators should compare all behavior, even yours. What did you do to trigger the violent outrage? Did you miss the self-persona of charm and charisma and the fine polished glass, and you said something that actually fractured the glass when the true intent of you was not to fracture the glass? You just wanted to have that conversation. You wanted to test that emotional control, right? With perceived empathy, but you're doing it without empathy. Emotion can cause hostility. Emotion can control the body, the health. Emotions are healthy, right? Psychopathy healthy, but the psychopathy development, the clinical fracturization of one's mind, amygdala, the frontal cerebral cortex in the process, and trait development theory, raised by wolves, raised by nature. It takes a village to raise a psychopath. Yeah. Depends on where it's developed at, the trait over a lifetime. A person may remain calm because it's harmful. Yeah, a person may remain calm because it's harmful. Self-harm, calm. It's a threatening moment. My gosh, the psychopath is here and you're being manipulated emotionally, so you got to remain calm, but it's really going to be a adverse result for you. It can be harmful, remaining calm. Behavior is planned, people. It's implemented. And it's impulsive with the psychopathy development of the moment of being the most dangerous person in the room. No empathy, no emotion, nothing. Blank face, stare, Michael Myers, a mask. Nothing. Yep. And what does it do? It triggers your response. Oh, I've got to look deeper into this. I've got to see what's happening. I'm going to see if I can crack this person. Get them to talk. Get them to giggle. Anybody ever played the stare game? First one that blinks, or the first one that moves, or the first one that laughs? Anybody ever played that game? Try it. There's a reason that game is popular, people. Because people crack. Yeah. Emotion. Prevention for this. The psychopathy behavior, the development of the most dangerous person in the room, who's not even really angry in the moment. They're not mad. It's all set. It's planned. It's a focus on behavior. It's a focus on intent. It's capability. It's access, opportunity, and change over time. The episode, the moment. What's changing? Are they observing you change? Are they observing the manipulation of you and your emotions and your fear escalate? Your serotonin, your actions, your conversations with others are now dilapidating, and they're seeing this. They know that everything they've done in the past 10 minutes to an hour to manipulate you, it's working. Now you're triggering what? What are you triggering? An emotion in them. Self-resilience. The charm is working. My charisma of myself is working. The narcissist, me, love me. But if it fails, it's your fault. Yes, the instrumental. That is the instrumental narcissist in the room, using everyone around them as the instrument. It's not them. They know it. No one wants to talk to them. They know no one's going to approach them, but it's the manipulation of you, the singular, the many, the multi, the crowd, the party, the movement, the group. The manipulation. Instrumental violence is planned, all right? It's goal-directed. Violence used to achieve a specific or particular result. Think of a crappy protest with a bunch of ding-dongs that show up and stir the pot. Yeah. Stirring the pot for a reason. There's intent, there's goal, there's directive. The same thing with the truly most violent, most dangerous person in the room. And let me say it again, the most violent, most dangerous person in the room is not the one with the gun, the concealed carry, the police training, the military training, the one that walked in and knows where all the exits are and knows how to kill everybody in the room before you even identify them. No, that is not the most violent person in the room. It's the development of the psychopathy, the desired result to invoke fear in you, manipulation of you, your emotions, pushing you away, but yet gaining your attention, the psychopathy rhetoric, the sadistic behavior too, creating emotional harm, creating emotional pain, and they're aiding you and harming yourself because you're the one that recognizes it, but you're allowing yourself to be emotionally distraught. The calm, the patience of the psychopath. The psychopathy development evolves over time. It's calm. It's not rushed. It's hurried. It's practiced. It's instrumentally focused on violence that can occur at any given time after the trigger has been pulled. The emotional trigger. Yeah, the visible emotional outburst of the most dangerous person in the room. We're not talking about the loudmouth in the room or the fat guy that's the social freaking butterfly or the fat girl that's the social butterfly or the athletic jocks, Buffys and the Biffs and the beautiful. No, they are not the most dangerous in the room. The one that, while the super jocks and the left-wing retard and the right-wing retard, the conservative retard, the libertarian retard, the politics, the anger, the alcohol, they're still the one attentive, goal-oriented, directed, while you're trying to, I don't know, chase that path or that empty puppy dog tail of everybody's paying attention to me. Now I'm the most valuable. Everybody's listening to my superhero war stories as a cop, military, whatever, man, gymnastic events and failures. Yeah, you're wowing the crowd. The psychopathy need does not need to be fed. It's developing all on its own. So while you're in the room and you're the instrument of self-resilience, self-love, the original sin, self-love, the psychopathy developmental moment is witnessing this too. Now you're creating a new target for the psychopath who is under psychopathy development in the moment, and the new target is you. Why? Your attention's elsewhere. You're an instrument in your own deliberate behavior to cause yourself self-harm at the end of the night. So you're aiding the one that is the most dangerous one in the room with that individualistic psychopathy development, frontal cerebral cortex, right, the temporal side. They're seeing it, they're watching it, they're hearing it, they're interpreting it, and you're digging your own hole deeper for the most dangerous person in the room to lash out at you. We're live on YouTube and Rumble. We didn't do X today, but we're live on YouTube and Rumble. So check it out. Make a comment. Whatever. Hit the like or don't hit the like. We don't care. We're here to put information out, scholarly. We're going to go through a few more things, and we'll actually bring the PDF up, show everybody where to download it on this, so that you can use it yourself to argue against all of those people that think they're smart, right? Yep, source citation and anything. Pre-planning, preparation. The psychopathy mind is going to pre-plan. Now, if you go to the channel and you look in the past shows, we've had serial killer, psychological development of serial killer, male and female. Source citation, FLETC, Law Enforcement Federal Officers Training Academy, Quantico, FBI, all of it compared. It's all there. It's planned. There's preparation. There is emotional control there with a desired gain outcome. So to say, a light at the end of the tunnel, a desired end result. The desired end result is you, your behavior. The psychopathy does not care about resilience of themselves, because if it fails, it's time for a new selective, a new agenda, and a new target, and a new preparation, a new scale of planning. Planning is going to include collecting information. And if you're in that crowd of people, you're in that big ballroom full of pinheads and retards that are drinking, talking about themselves, laughing it up, having a good time, telling their own horror and war stories so that they're the center of attention. The psychopathy developmental figure in the corner that's listening, they're gaining and they're collecting that information. It's kind of like reality. When you ask somebody, have you ever had sex? Yeah, sexual intercourse. You can tell by the descriptors in the words that they're lying to you or not. It's like asking a couple or two people, are you a couple? And they say no. But yet, when you observe their actions outside in public, or when you observe the actions that are done in a calm theater, the intimate approach, the space, the contact, the whispers, the move-in, the subtle glance, the eye contact. The psychopath is looking for this. The psychopathy identification of you feeding the information. That's all they're doing. But it's an immediate response in the brain. The psychopathy development, frontal cerebral cortex, does not fail. It works perfectly fine. And it feeds the drawers, the hippocampus, the limbic system, amygdala section of the brain that has memory. Episodic memory recall. While he, she, however the psychopathy developmental figure identifies in the corner, while they're developing, basing all of that key information you're feeding, they're identifying a routine. They're identifying your routine. They're identifying changes that they're going to have to make in the moment for their routine to victimize you. You, as an individual, are aiding in the development of your own victimization. That is the most dangerous person in the room who's gaining and collecting that information. You're helping them obtain what I need for attention getters, triggers to trigger your emotion, to make you run away, to make you come watch CJTV and click right the hell out because you heard a word or a sentence about you, something you did, and it hurt your feelings and you left. That's what the psychopathy developmental moment in the episode that you're in during the time of your life, they're gathering it. It's kind of like watching this show or going out and watching media-fed news. You can watch the news. It can be repeated to you over and over by popular live streamers. The one with the psychopathy developmental traits knows this because you're continually jibber-jabbering. You're giving information out. You're giving the information out about your friends, your social media activities, your own. Now you've become that what? Silent victim of stalking, intimidation without empathy. You're feeding the one that is sitting in the corner, the most dangerous person in the room, who's sitting out in the middle of the public. They're just quiet. They're just feeding it. Look good, nice, pretty, clean, suited up. Kashagoo business style, but they're still the most dangerous person in the room because you do not know the inner psychopathy of the person. They do not need to. They, being the one with the psychopathy developmental moment in the time that you're in with them, they don't need the charisma tools of self-inflating terminology. Don't need that. They're there with intent. They're there with a desired light at the end of the tunnel, a desired goal, purposeful preparation. They prepped for that moment. For you, for the crowd. They didn't prep for the moment to celebrate themselves, but they prepped for the moment to gain the information they need to gain from you and the crowd. Yeah, and you're feeding it to them. They're successful. You're feeding it to them, he, she, her, whatever, however the hell they identify. You're feeding it to them. And it's important, all right? Your visible state, your emotion, your empathy display, your lack of attention, it's information. So the one with the psychopathy developmental intention is focused on that. It's a predatory patience. Slow. It means strategically waiting for access to you. Not just access by touch, but access cognitively. Your life, your interests, your triggers, your emotional trigger, your emotional pull, your lack of, or huge distribution of empathy. They're looking for this, your emotional state versus your, happy, angry, emotional state. Different emotions. They're looking for the emotional state. Anger, happy, distressed, depressed. Now, that's the time. That's the trigger. Watch more. Silence should not automatically be interpreted as, so to say, a resolution. Yeah, they're just quiet. They don't like to talk. It's an ending resolution. Done over. They're just not an extrovert. They're an introvert. No, that's not the case. Amongst themselves or amongst the common non-targeted, the wolf is the wolf amongst the wolves. The wolf is a silent stalker amongst the sheep to target a sheep from the flock of sheep or herd of sheep or group of sheep, whatever terminology would you want to use. But when the wolves in the woods running and howling with the wolves, because in the moment there's no intent, there's no desired target, there's no desire for victimization. Yep. But yet, the one with the psychopathy, the developmental issues, is still observing, planning. Yes, because they're learning descriptive behavior by watching the wolves. Yeah, what do the wolves do that I can gain? What do the wolves do that I can mimic? Now, some would compare that to a copy killer or case study for people that become criminals and study the art of criminology and other famous criminals that are doing the same thing they're doing to make themselves better. Anybody ever watch horror shows to where there's some kind of crazy serial killer in the prison cell and some law enforcement officer comes to see them because they need the approach, they need the psychopathy interpretation of the psychopathy behavior they're investigating in the moment. Yeah. Silence of the Lambs would be an example, right? Let's go see the cannibal, Dr. Lecter. Dealing with the psychopathy issues is performing something called simply surveillance. It means watching the person, watching the people, the location, the routine, the emotion. What are the trigger words? What's their social media look like? Yeah, you're going to give it to them. They're going to hear your name. They're going to find out everything about you. Trailing you, following you, even getting your car description, your tags. It's stuff that's easy to look up online, people, and they're planning the outcome, and it's a continued process of planning. It's a rehearsal opportunity the more they see you. That should trigger you to realize that's the most dangerous person in the room and quite possibly the most dangerous person in your life. Oh, he's always here. She's always here. They are always here, and they're just quiet. Really, are they? Or is it a rehearsal every time they're there? Every time the one with the psychopathy developmental issues is in the room with you. The different weekend nights, the different nights of the week. What about your co-workers? Oh, good grief. Co-workers that are like that. Oh, they just don't talk, so we don't talk to them. They get the job done, man. There's an intent for that. It's not a delayed action. It's an intentful action. they're surveying it. Even though they're working there, it's a rehearsal every day. Security systems, your emotional security systems, your breakdown, your dilapidation. Are you tired, frustrated? What's the easiest way to make you a victim? That's the most dangerous person in the room, the one watching. Not the one with all the guns or knives on them or all the super ninja training. That is not the most dangerous person in the room. Nowhere near. Now, when I say rehearsal, that means mentally and physically, right? Practicing. Practice over and over. It's kind of like criminal investigations, parts and plans. You could have everything you need on a suspect to prove they're guilty. Yep, direct evidence. You know it's going to be a slam dunk case in the courtroom. DA is going to get an indictment. DA is going to love you. Not going to have any trouble. It's going to be a jacket and a collar and a clothes for you. Yay. Yep, case closed. Look at that. Psst. Check for me. Investigators, even if they have all of that evidence, still make that attempt at interview and interrogation. Why? Planning, rehearsal, opportunity, because keeps the skills sharp, keeps the skills up and alive, waiting for new lies, because they could find out something else that leads to an additional criminal act for investigation, for an additional indictment, an additional charge for arrest, then, the indictment, then the trial, then bam, more years. Yep, stack it all up. The rehearsal means mental and physical, people. Visible locations, hearing, testing, and entrance. Man, a door, a simple door. Which doors work, which doors don't. Pull a fire alarm when nobody's looking. See where everybody runs to. Yep, all I got to do is blockade that door. Find a way to distract the flock, distract the sheep. Mentally, fear, emotion, self-resilience, right? Keeping yourself alive, be damned the other, the ethics of the morality of thou shalt not kill or thou shalt not be greedy and allow other people to die while thine gets away. I know, Doc. We don't have a responsibility to save other people's lives, the Good Samaritan. Well, okay. The one with the psychopathy issue in the moment knows that. They know what you're going to do. They're targeting you. It's the study of escape routes. That's all it is. Criminology 101, people. You walk in, I'm observing everything. Yes, honey, I have all the exits and windows marked. And no, you don't. No, you don't. Somebody else has been there before you, and they know more than you do. That's what it is. Let's bring this up. We actually uploaded it, and I'm going to show you where it's uploaded real quick. So if you want to go in and download it and check it out. There it is. It's uploaded on Mediafire. It's 23 pages of cool breakdown information for all of you developing scholars. Yep. Broken down into 4 study guide appendix, common terms and used terms, the general terms, along with all of the peer review references, all of you going back to the university here in a couple of weeks for the new semester, 2019 to 2025, peer review. No, we have not used 2026, not enough time. But there are 29 of them here with the DOIs for you. Go download it. Yep. Make it look good to you. Use it, man. It's all free. It's out there. All open source. Go use it. And you can find it also at the LinkedIn, Michael Gurley, PhD, or you can find it on Facebook right there in that ticker. Right there, Facebook, Dr. Mike Gurley, CJTV. Go download it. It's uploaded for everybody. Predators, how do they select their target? No, everybody's like, yep, that's what I've been waiting for. How does a predator select a target? How does one with a developing psychopathy issue identify a target? Who are they going to get? Target selection is a process of choosing a person, simplistic, the location, the organization, based on access, vulnerability, reward, risk, your emotions, the reward, the risk. Are you going to run? Are you going to scream? You're going to be a hard target? You're going to be a weak target? Have you given it up already 5 times in 5 weeks when you've been out there with the people and I've watched you, I've heard you, I've watched people laugh with you, laugh at you. I know what your emotional breakdown triggers are. The predatory mean, the wolf observing the sheep. Predatory offenders do not always choose the person who appears physically weak either. One would think that a person with a psychopathy here psychologically ill-developed, would be triggering easy victims under perception. No. It's kind of like all these special forces, special this, special warfare, special operations, SWAT, all these cool groups. You don't ever see anybody looking like ripped out Conan the Barbarian bodybuilders with 0% body fat that are just like, bam, ripped. No, because that takes a lot of blood and a lot of oxygen to feed those muscles in the moment of stress. Stress. I never saw anybody that looked like that. Well, I did see some people that looked like that. Saw some people in the pipeline. They didn't make it. They quit. Body gets wore out. So don't think that somebody with that psychopathic demeanor is looking for the weaker, physically observed target. The weaker specimen. The target could be simply selected because the person is isolated. Simple as that. Simply isolated. Predictable. That person is dependent on something. Yes. Emotionally accessible. Very quick. Social media is the easiest way to do this. It's the easiest way to break you, identify you, or find you. It's the reluctant report of misconduct. The reluctant report. You're reluctant to tell anybody what's really happening in your life, but the one with the psychopathy developmental trait or issue is observing it in you, and you don't even know you're broadcasting it like a video. They're picking up on that. Your emotional accessible triggers, your dependency, your vulnerability. Vulnerability never makes the target responsible for another person's decisions to exploit them. No, they're going to exploit you anyway because you've already made it clear you're vulnerable. That's not the responsibility trigger. Identifying vulnerability and limited resistance. That's what the one with the psychopathy, mental dilapidation is looking for. Yeah. What's your resistance level to it? Your capability to it? Anybody know anybody that looks like the super specimen sports from Greece? Would go to the Olympics and win everything, but yet in reality they're an easy target. Easy target. Because they have limited support. Nobody likes that arrogant, loudmouth jackass in the room. Fat Tina, Fat Bob, Skinny Jan, Skinny Steve, left wing Larry, right wing Robert. No. Easy targets. Easy to find. The offender's going to look for someone who appears less likely to resist because they've already made the infatuation, charismatic charm in the room that they're a hard target. They're smarter than you. Look at all this information I've got. Why do you think I put right here in the chat opening up Fifth Amendment? Yep, Fifth Amendment. More than 100 times during the Senate Homeland Security Committee hearing. Is he really smart, or is he an easy target for an investigative inquiry under the DOJ? Why invoke the Fifth? I've got immunity, amnesty signed by Biden. Think about this. Now I'm on the spot. Now I'm the sheep amongst the wolves, plural, but there's always going to be one entity that's going to pull the trigger on the investigative process, right? Investigation. It's coming. The offender may look at someone who appears less likely to, resist, break down, and one who is less likely to report the behavior, the incident, kind of like a rape, a sexual assault that has not been reported. Yeah, easy. You're not going to report that because you're going to be discredited because people know who you are. They see the places you go. They know who you talk to. Yes. Even if you do, and I'm listed as a suspect, I know the vulnerability steps to prove I'm not a valid suspect. That's how it works, people. Law enforcement only know what the crime scene tells them and what the offender wants them to know. The rest law enforcement has to find out for themselves. That's why there's something called investigation, interview and interrogation. It's perceived as immediate help. It's not. Not all law enforcement officers are trained on true psychopathy development. They're not. One would think that a criminal justice professional would know these things. What about your personal stress? Your finances, your financial dependency? Oh, that's an easy target. Yep, your age, your disability, your social location in society, or your social isolation in society. It's going to be treated as an opportunity. You display it. You show it. You show it, man. It's kind of like this show. We get more downloads than we get views. We got downloads up in the thousands from Mediafire. It's insane. Insane. Because people are selective. Yes. Nobody wants to have a chat or put something out there about something that's outside of your wheelhouse. You don't want to put a broken monkey wheelhouse on your back. So you're going to be the quiet one. You're going to be the one that's loud and obnoxious about your own knowledge base. So now you're isolating yourself still, even though you're a social butterfly. You're being selective yourself, and the one with the psychopathy fragmentation of the mind sees this, and they know it. They know how to turn you into a victim. Suck you in. It's a trigger. It's a pull, like a fly to poop, right? The responsibility always remains the person's. Yeah. The person who would be the chosen, the victim, the future victim. Yeah, because the one with the psychopathy trigger and dilapidative mental state in the moment who's watching you, they're going to find ways to exploit you. And it may not just be you. You could have been target number one, but suddenly the attention is shifted to target two because you, target one, now aided in the shift for target two. Congratulations. You've helped create a victim. People don't think about that. You create a victim. Yep. Observation, boundary testing, small violations. You may have small violations that the most dangerous person in the room is observing about you, but you could point out smaller violations of another that compound multitudes higher than yours to enable somebody with a psychopathy dilapidation, the psychopathy mental state in the moment that is degrading, to identify victim two. Now, victim two supersedes you because all the violations are there. They're easy. Unwanted touching, intrusive questions, excessive messages, linguistically. What about the one that's always on the phone? Could be 1,000 people and their face buried in the phone. Anybody ever been to a restaurant or been out somewhere and it's a bunch of people that should be dating, in relationships, gathering people, and everybody's face is in their damn dumbass box, their phone? Well, the most dangerous person in the room or the most dangerous person in the building that has that psychopathy dilapidation in the moment is observing this, narrowing it down. The frustration of, you bumped into me while I was on my social media on my phone, even though I'm at a nightclub with 400 freaking people, music, and should be intermingling like a butterfly doing the fandango with people. No, but your interest is somewhere else. You just identified yourself, that unwanted touch, that bump, that intrusiveness. Now your victim number two has just elevated in status to victim number one by the one who is the one with mental dilapidation, the psychopathy, and they're the most dangerous one in the room because they're trying to find that next perceived venue, that next target, and you just gave it to them. You just showed them, come get me. My resilience, my attention, my resistance is limited. I'm in a crowd of people, but yet I'm isolating myself in my stupid phone. I'm not paying attention. I'm not saying pay attention like a warrior, like a ninja. I'm saying your attention for where you're at in the moment. Why did you go out to that specific place with bumping true trance or house music and hundreds of people and your face is buried in your phone? Now you're showing isolation. The one with the predatory mindset sees this. They see it. Even though you're out there with the people, they know there's a high possibility that you're introverted. You're not going to really reach out to anybody, let alone call the police, let alone call for help in the moment. Yep, that's you. Repeatedly ignoring, saying no, no, no. Come get a drink with us. No. Come out to the dance floor with us. No. Come out to the back patio. Everybody's out there. No. They're seeing this. You're aiding in victimizing yourself because the one with the psychopathy mindset in the moment, the one who is the most dangerous one in the room, sees it. So that when you do deliberately, with intent, you put yourself in that prime position of opportunity, bam, the wolf is there amongst the sheep, but the one single sheep that identified themselves is the target, and that could quite possibly be you because you're not in the moment. The psychopathy routine of studying access, routine, isolation of you. Even in public, offenders may learn that targets, meaning victims, focus on specific plans, specific works. Yes, meaning specific habitual behavior too. Even though something that has been observed on a non-habitual status, going out on the weekend once in a blue moon, but yet the same routine is worked. Go to work, go to the park, specific shops, go to the gym, specific time. It's a routine. You're there. You're alone. Now you're aiding the one that is the most dangerous person in the room. At the moment, you're going to be victimized to have that full package of you. Now that person knows how to trigger it. How dare you bump into me? How dare you? Yeah, man. How dare that asshole bump into you? Yeah, they have no respect. That's right. I'm just here trying to have a good time on my phone while I'm even talking to you, listening to, yep, boom, you're aiding in it. Some of you know people like this. The pattern, the unwanted tracking, it's there. The person that is the one being tracked, the future victim, is not even aware that the unwanted pattern of tracking is being performed. The monitoring, the up close, the linguistic conversation, even the insult, the shutdown. You're giving the most dangerous person in the room more tools against you. It's not hard. Most dangerous person in the room is not the big swolled up Biff gym rat, the ninja, the Navy SEAL, the Delta Flyer, Ranger Squirrel from space. They're not. They don't even have to have any of that. None of those people are born badasses. None of them are born dangerous. They're trained. What do you think a person with a psychological dilapidation, psychopathy behaviors that is building all of this, they're training themselves. Repeat, resilience, resistance, repeat, resilience, find the fault, build on it. And we're not talking about copycat criminals or copycat mental illness disorders or copycat behavior of those with mental illness or mental dilapidation or psychopathy problems. They don't need to copycat anybody. They're going to build it themselves. Yeah. They're going to dismember themselves and put themselves right back together to exceed or excel what they were in the past. Make themselves better. The individual appearance in the mirror. That's what you do every day. Individual appearance in the mirror. What do people see? Am I beautiful? Am I sexy? Psychopathy does not care about that. That's emotion. That's trigger. The one with the psychopathy resilience is looking past that, building on that. How many of you wake up every day and look in the mirror and try to figure out, well, am I sexy enough? Am I beautiful enough? Am I pretty? Are people going to flock toward me? Psychopathy is not doing that. Let's close out with escalating from observations and then turn it into action. Yep. Escalation means the behavior becomes more frequent, people. Yeah. It's easy to see the intrusiveness of your day. Break the time frame. Do something to dilapidate specific emotion and make it dangerous for the predator to observe. That's all it is. It's pretty simple. You drive the same way to work every day. You drive the same way to the gym, to the grocery store. All we have to do is be there at the right moment to cut you off. Right moment to escalate your road rage, your emotion. See what really triggers you. It's not that hard. The personal progress of the stalker. A person may, progress from watching and containing or contacting, yet containing their levels of restriction from you. Just to watch it, the excitement, the dopamine. Yeah, the endorphins, the excitement, following you is a confrontation. Yes, it is. Somebody would say following me is not a confrontation. Yeah, they're just following you. It's a confrontation, but what are you going to do about it? You want to do something in your head because you're aware somebody's following you, but you don't want to stir anything up. You don't want to cause any trouble. Fear. They're stalking me for a reason. Uh-oh. That's confrontation, right? Emotional. Temporal. Your eyes, your ears, what you see, how you interpret it in your brain. It's escalation from observation. What's the action? As I said, we're closing out this with escalation from observation to action. What's your action? What are you going to do? That's all up to you, isn't it? Escalation becomes more concerning when it's all combined together. The fixation, the stare, the Charles Manson twinkle, the desperation that you can see that somebody really wants to reach out and touch you, be there. Open weapon access. People think, the term open weapon access means they get a knife or a gun. No, something in good faith, a clipboard from the gym. Oh, gym weight. Yeah. A napkin holder in the restaurant. Access. What about your own recent personal loss? Do you think people with psychopathy, fractured minds, do you think they do not read the newspaper? Do you not think they do not read the obituary? Who died? Leave behind. Bob died. Bob. He died. Left behind his wife, Susie, 34. 2 kids. Yeah. Smart. Put it out there. Give the target more light. Stupid. The complete pattern of the psychopathy developee. The one with the psychopathic disorder. The one that's wanting to stalk you. Find new victims. The behavior is more information than anything else. What are they gaining? It's the event, the venues, the opportunity. Now can they turn it into train, repeat, test? Yep. It's a routine. It's a study of routine access, people. The escalation of observation. They're observing themselves. They're observing their successes with you, society. They're observing their failures, turning it into revised action against you. The wolves run with the wolves. The wolves don't run with the sheep. The wolves target the sheep, but the wolf will target a single sheep in the herd or the flock of the sheep. Using herd and flock, you guys know why. Some people, different areas, use different terminology for it. So now, are you the one that's the hard-to-get sheep in the flock or herd of sheep? Are you the single, isolated one because you isolated yourself? Kind of trippy, huh? Yeah, people don't think about these things. They don't. That's why they don't report it. Because the threat assessment is there. You became a threat because you created yourself to be a victim. So now you're your own threat. The assumption should be information, right? Information shared. Information given from you to somebody else about crazy psychopath Larry or Janet, the one with the developing psychopathy disorder. So remember this, boys and girls. Life involves hints. Life involves admiration of previous event, admiration of previous people. Life involves identification. Life involves identifying the threat. The statements about everything I just said that one would have to experience in life. But there's a larger pattern of behavior that you're missing. The automatic dismissal. Yeah. Your automatic dismissal to those that are attention seeking. That does not mean a public display of look at me attention seeking. It means they're waiting for the right moment after they've gained all information about you to be the total object of your focus, your desire. No, I didn't say love. Your focus. The one with the psychopathy disorder, it's your desire to focus upon them. Why would you want to strongly desire to focus on a psychopathy? Because you've made yourself a sheep over time, and you've made yourself victim A, or you were victim B, and you made yourself the new plateaued target of victim A. Victim 1 now, so be careful. Don't sheep yourself into harm.